So good evening. Like we discussed, we're going to be talking about the on-chain metrics. Well, I don't actually know if you went through the financial metrics, like I discussed on the financial metrics. I don't know if you have gone through it or since I've gone for holiday. I say holiday. Since I've gone for break, since my phone is closed, I don't know if you have been able to go through the financial metrics and have any questions, or if you have done any practice. Now you actually know that for you to be for you to be good on a this thing, you have to be doing practice. No, even though I'm not around, you still have to be doing what you still have to be doing more practice. Now, but before I dive into the on-chain metrics, I would like to do something. I would like to do something. Okay, let us say that we this is our coin market cap. We actually know our coin market cap. We discussed it in our last section. Let me look for a token. Let me don't go. Let me look for a token known as Serum or SR. Token is actually known as SRN. At times it can be called Serum, stuff like that. So now I was able to explain all these parts for you, right? I was able to explain all these parts for you actually. Now, but they have they have one part that I discovered that I've not actually explained for you, which is how which is where you can get where you can get the history of a little bit of database on financial stuff, not actually the on-chain stuff. And when I mean financial stuff, I just mean the price. When we're talking about the financial stuff, we're talking about the price, the volume, and stuff like that. So now this is SRM price statistics. This SRM price statistics. Now we have from this top all these are just meaning of all these are just headings or tags of what of these figures. Now what I actually mean is that now the SRM price status. Now you can see the actual price, the price now, the serum price is $0.247. The price change, the price change. Now this price change just means the difference between the high, this price change, this price change that you can see here just means the difference between the high and the the high and the low of the token within the 24 hours. Just the that means the difference between this low and this high. That means your high minus your low. Now we have now that is just for your price change. Now this is just your 24 hours. This is just your 24 hours This is just your 24 hours low and your 24 hours high. The difference between these two will still give you this. 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 So now we have your trading volume. Now we have your trading volume. I have discussed your trading volume, just the amount of money that flow in within that 24 hours. This is the volume slash the market cap. What it just simply means is the volume divided by the market cap. This is just your market dominance. This is your market ranking. I told you that your market ranking is being done by the number by your market cap. Any any token that have the highest market cap, we give it the we rank them through their market cap. Now, like we have Bitcoin to be the first highest to have the highest market cap, and I think followed by Ethereum, and I don't know the third and the fourth, but you can check it. I showed you how to check it on your I showed you how to check it on your coin market cap. So now this is the total value locked. This is the total value locked Now, what this simply means that the total value locked, that means the numbers of people that have locked their token that they don't want to actually do what? They don't want to actually transfer, they don't want to actually transfer their money till some specific time. Now, just like we have some people we have in your bank where some people normally have savings account. Now, in that their savings account, they don't want to transfer, they don't want to withdraw from that account. What they just want to be doing is to be saving to have certain interest. Now they might decide to save 1 year, they might decide to save 1 year, decide to save 6 months, decide to save 1 month. All those are just their willing, all those are just their choice. Okay, so this is the serum market cap. Mm, we already know about the market cap, fully diluted market cap. I've discussed that. Now this you can click on the show more. Now what this just display for you is the 24 hours is yesterday low. This is yesterday's low. That means the lowest price that means the lowest price that this token went, and this is for the highest price that this token have gone. Now this is yesterday open, yesterday closed. That one we'll have to explain it when we come to technical analysis. This is yesterday change. This is yesterday's change. Now, as you can see, the yesterday change in percentage just means that this token dropped by 42.58%. Now, yesterday volume, this is just the yesterday trading volume. That is this. This is just the amount of yesterday trading volume. This is just the 7 days high, 7 days low, and 7 days high. That means the highest. That means the highest price that this token have gone to, the highest price that this token have gone to, and the lowest price. This first one is the lowest price respectively, following the 7 days low and 7 days high respectively. This is the lowest, while this is the highest price that this token have gone to within how many days? Within 7 days. While this other one is within 30 days, while we have the next one within 90 days, we have 52 weeks. Now this is the all-time low. Now what is the all-time low? The all-time low just simply means, now if you check in those abbreviations that I sent to you, all-time low actually means AT, your ATH is known as your what? All-time low in the abbreviation. Your all-time high, ATH. Now, what is your AT? Now, what this all-time high is trying to tell you is that this token was actually this token have actually hit a peak. Now, when I say a peak, that means the highest price that this token have gone to. Now, this token was in since the beginning of this token. This token have been 13. This token have been what? This token have gone to 13.72 dollar. That is the amount. That is the amount that this token have gone to. Why this is its all-time low. All-time low. That means all-time low can either be how the amount that the token started, the amount that the token started from. That is the lowest price that the token started from before it went to this was 13.72. But currently we actually know that token is the token is being traded at this price. That means the token is being traded at this price. That means the token have dropped badly from from $13.42 have dropped to 0.274 dollars, which is a very poor trade. It not even dropped to $1, it not even dropped to $2. Actually, it dropped to $6, it dropped to $7. You know that you cannot just drop once and go to $0.24. But hopefully I think the investors in this token are looking forward to invest more in this token. Are looking forward to invest more in this token. So this is what I actually did not show you. So I just want to make some few explanation and the rest. Now let us say that you want to invest in this token using financial metrics. Sorry, I'm just doing revision of financial metrics before we can actually move forward. Let us say that you want to invest in this token. You can actually come to the all-time high so that you can see the highest price that the token have gone to. Some token some token have not even gone out of some token have not even gone out of 5 naira in Nigeria currency. some token have not even gone out of 10 naira or even 1 naira in Nigeria currency. That is when you convert it to naira, or when you convert it to naira. Or it, some tokens are still in cents, some tokens are still in cents, not up to dollar. So now you would like to invest in those kind of tokens, but partially is risk or stuff like that. So that was what I want to explain in our finance. That was what I want to revise in our financial metrics. Now, but today we'll be talking more on our what our on-chain metrics, on our what on-chain metrics. Now, what are we going to be discussing on our on-chain metrics? Now, I just want to. Okay, so let me zoom this. Okay, I don't think the power has to use this. Sorry. Okay, so now this is actually our on-chain metrics. Just give me a few minutes. Because I know actually do most of my work. Okay, okay. So now we'll be talking about a lot on our on-chain metrics. But first of all, let me show you a preview. Now, what is your on-chain metrics? What is your what on-chain metrics? Now, will be I told you that the major reason for fundamental analysis is to know the intrinsic what data, to know the intrinsic data and to know the intrinsic data, right? Now, when we say intrinsic data, that means the major information about the team, how the team are work, how the teams are working, or how the teams are moving with their projects or with the contract that they have in their work and all of that. Now we say we want to apply all this to what? We want to apply all this to cryptocurrency. Now, in this on-chain metrics, right? In this on-chain metrics, we say on-chain metrics are those that can be observed, are those data that can be observed by looking at the data provided by the blockchain, by looking at the data provided by the what blockchain. Now, specifically, I told you that I made mention of something like I made mention of blockchain. What did I say a blockchain? I told you that blockchain is what to record or keep the data of all transactions and all records of a token of a what token, and it regulates all the whole transactions that operate on that what operate on that token. So now what is actually an on-chain metric? Now, when you hear the word chain, when you hear the word chain, you actually know that from our normal word. Let me look for this is chain, right? This is a normal chain images. So let us just use this chain. Okay, so this is a normal chain. This this is a normal chain, which you actually know that one one chain is one chain is bonded to another chain is bonded to another chain. They are what they are bonded to together. They are bonded to what together. Now, if you can see from this my explanation from this area, if you can see from here, we have transactions going on in this what we have transactions going on in blockchain. Let's use this as a what? Let's use this as a blockchain. We have transaction going on from here, from this person to this person to this person to this person to this person. Now we actually have transaction going on in the whole world. We actually have transaction going on in whole world. Now, for how can this transaction be what? How can this transaction be recorded and the rest? How can this transaction be recorded and the rest? Now, how can this transaction be recorded and the rest? Now, let me say, you see this, you can see this on this first explanation, on this first explain, you can see this third picture. That is, sorry, not the third, that means on this first listing, on this first listing, you can see this third picture that actually have people doing transactions or these chains linked up together. Now, if I want to just imagine it out, let me zoom it in so we can see this. We can see this stuff. Now let us just imagine that we transferred something to this person. Let us imagine that from this person we transferred something to the next person and to the next person and to the next person and to the next person. Now, if I'm actually a detective or if I'm actually a police, if I'm actually a police, once once I'm able to once I'm able to catch this person, once I'm able to catch this particular person, that is where you can see this. Let me remove the shape. Okay. Once I'm able to catch this particular person, this first person, once I'm able to catch this, sorry, once I'm able to catch this first person, or once I'm able to apprehend this first person, he can trace me to this next person. He can I can trace him through this next person. He can I can be able to catch this next person. I can be able to catch this next person, or I can be able to what apprehend what this next person. Now, why am I able to do that? Just because of all of them are what all of them are linked up together. They are all what linked up together. Now, at the middle point, at this middle area where we have where you can see this big black box is actually we can actually see it as the word block. We can actually see it as the word blockchain. Or in normal reality life, you actually call the person at the middle or the person controlling them as the word boss, right? You actually call the person at the middle or the person controlling them at the word as the boss. Now, if I don't want to even catch, if I don't want to apprehend, maybe I don't want to start from, I just want to get the vital source from each of, I want to get the vital information about all this, about each and every one of this person without coming to this person, right? Without coming to this person. Now, where do I need to go? I need to go to this boss. I need to go to this boss. But he actually have the database. They actually have the database, their location, their house address. He's actually the one paying them. He have their account number and all of that. Now he can be the one to do what? He can be the one to give me all the information about all these people. Now, in the digital world of cryptocurrency, now we don't call that your what? We don't call that your boss. We actually call that your what? Blockchain. We actually call that your what? Blockchain. Now, this your blockchain is actually the owner or the boss that actually controls what that actually controls that actually controls all the data transfer, all the data transaction, all the data information, and everything that is being regulated on this everything that is being regulated on these transactions or on these people here. So now you actually get what the blockchain is now, right? If you don't get it, you can still ask me. Then I'll still make some vital explanation. Now the second now I just use normal image. Now I can actually break this down. I can actually break this down. So now we are talking about this area. We are talking about this area. So now this was This is actually the big boss that I was referring to. This dude here is actually the big boss that I was referring you to. So now, in a normal reality world, this is actually the boss that is linked to all these various people. That is linked to all these what various people. Now it's actually a cycle. It's actually a cycle and also a chain. So we can do different connections. We can do different. They all have connections. They all have links all together. Now, in a company, now just from the beginning, I made explanation of centralized and decentralized. Now, every company have their data record, but in cryptocurrency, is being every company have their data record, but they cannot release their what, but they cannot release their data record to you it's being because of this being hidden. Now, but in cryptocurrency, the data record is visible to everybody. The data record is visible to everybody. So because of this chain of linkness, because of this chain of links, because of this chain, the way these people are being linked together, because of the way they are being linked together, we can actually track, we can actually track we can actually track database of any of these words. We can actually track the database of this, we can actually track the database of any wallet in cryptocurrency. Now this is just the explanation of it on the digital world. This is just the explanation of it on the digital world. Now the blockchain, all these words that you can see here can actually be the blockchain. Why these are actually the systems, why these are actually the systems or the people running the what transfer, running the transfer, buying or selling, communicating on that blockchain, or doing whatsoever they want to do. So we have them on that network. So this is see actually something like that. So I don't know if you actually have the check. I don't know if you actually have the check of what your blockchain is and what on-chain metrics simply means. Now, since you already have this understanding, now I can actually define on-chain metrics as what as the tracing of as it what from normal definition as the tracing of data from a blockchain that is being what from a blockchain that is being regulated and being connected under one under one cycle. Why I use cycle is because of everything revolves around the word blockchain. So now we'll be using our own chain metrics to actually do what? We'll be using our own chain metrics to locate some of these things. Now before we move into the techniques that we can use to track this on-chain metrics, I would I would love you to know things to note first. Now we have data analysis. We can Data analysis just means the information that we can use to track other people. The information about maybe one particular address or maybe one particular blockchain, all of that. Now we have your what? We have your blockchain. We have your what? We have your blockchain network. Now what is your blockchain network? Now from our class when I was explaining from the starting of our class, I told you that we have different blockchains. We have different blockchain networks. We have different blockchain networks, which I mentioned. Actually, we have different blockchain networks. Okay, I gave you example. I told you that we have CRC20. I told you that we have it 20 that is Ethereum network. I told you that we have Web20 that is we have Sol, we have Solana network, All of that, I think this is more of This is more of Tron network. This is more of Ethereum network. This is more of Ethereum network. While this Web20 is actually more of Binance. It's actually more of Binance token and the rest. Now this is actually more of Solana token. Because we have different kinds of what? We have different kinds of blockchain network. Just depend on where that token is being regulated. Now mostly now all these are just the names of the all these are just the names of the blockchain. These are the names of the blockchain. Now but these are the token. This is the token or the coin that you can actually use to pay gas fee. The coins that you can actually use to do what pay gas fee when registering in a blockchain. Now you don't have to put this in mind that much. That is, I don't know if you want to actually develop, if you want to actually become a developer, if you want to actually become a developer, or you want to move advanced in bringing up your own token or stuff like that. That is where you have to be bothered about. That is where you have to be bothered about the gas fee to pay on the gas fee to pay with partnership with any of these blockchain. But even without the partnership to pay on this blockchain, most time when you are doing transactions on this blockchain, when you are doing transactions on this blockchain, these are mostly the gas fees that you need to pay. These are mostly the what gas fees. Like if I'm doing transaction on TRC20, if I'm doing transaction on TRC20, they might decide to pay me. They might decide to charge me with tone. Mostly on Ethereum network. On Ethereum network, which is serious. Sorry, I made a little mistake. This is ERC20. Sorry, not it. This is ERC20. Now, on your Ethereum network, you mostly pay your gas fee with Ethereum. You mostly pay your gas fee with what Ethereum. And I think in Web20 and the rest. Now, all these have their uniqueness. When I mean their uniqueness, their fastness of transactions and other things. So now, how do you know the what? How do you actually know if a token? How do you actually know if a token, which of the network a token is being registered on? How do you actually now? This is our what? This is our for this our SR for this our SRN token, which is known as your serum token. Now, how do you know which of the networks that this token is being registered on? Now you can see this is just the contact address. You can know it from their contact what address, just like we discussed in our last class. Now this is the contact address. We still have various type of contact address. Now in some tokens we can only have what one contact address. In some tokens we can only have what one contact address, that is contact address or contract. Now but in this serum, now where you if we look for it, an actual let me look for an actual token. Let me see OP token so that everything will be clear to you. Okay, let us not use OP. Let us just use Tron. So this is Tron. Let me check the current market cap of Tron. You see, Dogecoin too also have their network. Okay. Now these two also have other contract addresses like the 20, TRC20. Now on this more sorry this thing okay. On this we really have two contact addresses, which is the 20 and your what Tron and your Tron 20, that is TRC20. Now but on this your on this your serum price, we actually have what? We actually have Ethereum. We actually have this first one. Now, if you click on the more, you can actually see Solana contact address, BNB BNB Smart Chain can actually see Terra Classic address and all of that. Now, how can we track the on-chain metrics? How can we track the on-chain metrics of this token? Now, we actually have different kinds of Explorer. Now, if you can see here, we have what is called Explorer. Now, let me talk more on Explorer. Now, from the word Explorer, you actually know that if you want to explore on something, if you want to explore on something, or if you want to check most of the if you want to experience something, that means you want to find out on something, or you want to view various things on that particular thing. Now, how do we use an explorer? Now, in cryptocurrency, now this I've mentioned this all these blockchain networks. I've mentioned all these blockchain networks. Now, what if you want to check the database, or if I want to actually check the database, if I want to check the database of things that are going on in this TRC20, if I want to check their transactions that are going on, if I want to check a particular amount of token that have been bought, a particular amount of token that have been bought in this network, if I want to check someone's contact address that is being located in this one, that is being located in this network, how do I do all of that? How do I do all of that? Now, I actually need a what? Explorer. I actually need an explorer. Now we have all these have their own words. Explorer. All of these have their own words. Explorer. Now for now an explorer can be a link. An explorer can be a site where we actually have all the whole database. Now you don't actually have to be bothered about the explorer. Now once I click on, so this is my phone. Now this is our contact address for Ethereum, right? This is our contact address for Ethereum. Once I click on the Ethereum, once I click on this Ethereum, once I click on this Ethereum, sorry, I don't know why I'm calling it Ethereum. Maybe it's my tribal account. Right? Once I click on this Ethereum, now it will take me to the word Explorer. Now the Explorer of Ethereum is actually known as Etherscan. Now it's actually known as Etherscan. That is this that you can see here. This Etherscan. This is the Explorer of businesses. I can actually go back to this. I can actually go back to more on this contact address. This is BNB. This is the 20 smart chain, right? If I want to see the Explorer of BNB, I can just click on BNB. Can click on BNB. So the Explorer of BNB is BSC scan. While the Explorer for Ethereum, while the Explorer for Ethereum is Etherscan, while the Explorer for BSC scan, that is the 20, is what BSC scan. Now we also have, you can see here is Solana. We also have Solana here. Once you just click on the contact address and the rest. Now, but if you want to actually know the names of Explorer that we have, you can see on this location where we have Explorers. The Explorers that this Serum token is registered under is your what? Ether scan, your BSC scan, your Ether scan, your BSC scan, your Explorer scanner. That is for your Explorer Solana scan. That is for what? That is for your Solana and the rest. Now let us see on this phone. Let us see on this phone. On this phone, you can see we actually have your you actually have your TRC20. That is your phone 20. You can actually click on it. It's loading. For it, just give it few seconds to load. So now for your TRC20, the Explorer for your TRC20 is your what? The Explorer for your TRC20 is Throne Scan. Now, I think it's because of its loading its data. Okay. So the Explorer for TRC20 is known as your what? Phone scan. This is where you can see your phone scan. This is your phone scan. Now, sorry, let me close all this page. Let me close all this page. I think someone is getting confused. Someone is getting confused. Let me actually tabulate this. Let me actually tabulate this and show you something before I round up this section, not to confuse you that much. So now let me type this as your word, the blockchain network, blockchain network, the blockchain network, gas fee use or gas fee. You can put it as a gas fee, or you can just instead of calling it as the gas fee, the token, the token that actually have it, or the token that actually establish this blockchain. We still have different kinds of then the next thing, then we can have their what you can have their explorer where you can actually find their data and all of that. Now let us say for TRC20 we have Chrome as the establishment. Explorer is just what Chrome is just Chrome scan.io. I think it's IO actually. Let me think it's IO. Yes, it's actually IO. Then we have your what? Sorry that I know list to this thing. That is I know numbers. We have your TRC20 with your Ethereum. We have it to be your what? Ether, your Itscan.io. We have your Bet20, and Bet20 is actually regulated on smart chain. Your Bet20, your Bet20 is actually regulated on your Bet20 is actually regulated on your smart chain, on your smart chain, smart chain token. Or so just let me see let me get to this thing. I'm not actually familiar with BSC okay? Smart chain is regulated on that is regulated under your smart chain type, which is actually known as BSC. Now its scan is actually known as scan is actually known as BSC scan.io, BSC scan.com, BSC scan.com. Now this is where you can actually do it. This we still have Solana chain, we still have new ones that are coming, we still have ones like your Solana, we have other like your Abbas chain and the rest. Now but you don't need to bother yourself about all of that. Once you just go to your coin market cap and click on this your contract and click on this your contract, you can see all the chains, you can see all the before I round up the other section, how to use an explorer